Hello, Ganesh. I'm doing good, Ganesh, and my joining is on 13th of March, so I still have some time. How's your weekend going? Is everything all right? Interview was kind of straightforward. So the first round was kind of discussion and like non-technical discussion, and they told me about the role and what are the expectations, what I will be doing. They also asked me about my past experience, and they also talked about what they actually do and what all type of projects they have. So that's what they told in the first round, and very little discussion about technical. But the next round was purely technical. So there they started off with basic Python stuff, like if there's a lot of data and you want to parallelize things, if you want to parallelize the for loop, how will you do it? So those kind of things. And after that they asked some statistical questions, like probability distributions, and after that they asked about hypothesis testing, A/B testing, and those kind of things. After that, they asked some questions related to machine learning. So they asked what's the difference between bagging and boosting. They asked about the working of random forest. They asked the working of XGBoost. So something like that. After that, they asked few questions on NLP. So they asked how will you do text analysis, like using various technologies uh, like bag of word, NRE, name entity recognition, and also you can use word cloud, TF-IDF, so those kind of things. So that was it, and after that they asked few questions on transformers from deep learning. So that's also nothing too complex. After that, there was no other round. So that was the final round. And after that, within like 2 or 3 days, I got an email that they were happy with the interview process or the interview feedback, whatever the interviewers they gave. And yeah, so after that, they sent me an offer yesterday. There were a lot of forms to fill and stuff. So I did that yesterday. So my joining is on 13th of March. Is they provide visa sponsorship? So no, they don't. They asked me whether would you need a visa sponsorship or not. So I told them I'm already on a graduate visa, and if they provide me a sponsorship and if they don't pay for health surcharge, I will have to pay it again. So I've already paid around 1.5 lakh Indian rupees for health surcharge for graduate visa, and if I take sponsorship, if they provide sponsorship, so I would have to pay again for certain number of years, and I didn't want to pay that much. And then the whatever amount I have paid, around 2 lakh Indian rupees for graduate visa, it would have been waste. So I think it's fine for me. Uh, I don't really I don't really focus too much on sponsorship, but yeah, in the future, maybe after a year or so, I will ask them to sponsor my visa if they do it. So yeah, that's the thing. About University of Exeter Applied Data Science and Statistics. So it's a in general it's a very good university, and also their courses are well balanced with various data science concepts and statistical concepts. So that's a good thing. So in person, I feel Exeter is a very good university to join for data science. So that's what my opinion is on Exeter University. Any updates regarding the Hertfordshire University feedback? So yeah, I did ask quite a few people, and I got like two replies. That's all. But yeah, they told there are around like 500 students in one batch, which is not ideal. I personally think that's quite a lot of people in one batch. But if they manage students in a proper way, then it's good. So that's there. But apart from that, they were very happy with the course content. They liked the teaching, and someone told it's a gold rated teaching something. So that sounds good. And also they were quite happy with that, but they also suggested that to get a job and stuff, you should also focus on your own self learning. So if you can learn some other concepts on your own, do projects on your own, and don't simply rely on the assignments that they give, which is true for any university, whether it be ranked one university or whether it is Hertfordshire University or whatever. So that does not matter. Even from Newcastle University, where I did, they had good number of projects. If you do all the projects, you can put them in your portfolio, and portfolio would look good. But also it is important to do some of the projects on your own to get a hang of things, and also probably deploy it, because when you're doing masters, most of the universities don't really focus too much on deployment of the model, and some of the universities don't cover big data technologies. But when you go for interview, like I discussed just now, in my interview they asked about parallelism, and how you know how you will handle big data, and do you know anything about dask and stuff. So you need to learn all those things, and probably universities won't cover those things. So it holds good for all the universities. But if you are just getting started with data science, and if you join Hertfordshire University, they will cover all the basic stuff that you need to know to get started, and you can always build upon it. So these were the kind of feedbacks. And I also asked about how many people have got job from your batch. So obviously they have like what, 500 people in one batch, so they won't know about everyone. But in the closed proximity, one person told most of the people have got job in one or the other thing, and the other one told nobody has got job. So it's like on on both the sides. So I don't know. One thing that I can say is, if you put in effort, if you put in time, if you make portfolio and you do quite a lot of projects, I think it is possible to get job. So the that is the feedback about Hertfordshire University. But yeah, I will make a dedicated video, and hopefully I will be able to talk in much depth in that video. Congratulations on offer. What is the name of the company you're joining, and what's the role? So the company's name is Stanley Black and Decker, and the role is data analyst. Is it possible to get sponsorship visa as data science freshers? Yes, it is possible, but it is very, very, very hard. Congrats on getting a new job, bro. Thanks, Ryan. I have finalized Queen Mary University of London. That's good, Pranav. One of my friend is also doing his masters from QMUL. He has joined in September 22. So yeah. About Nottingham Trent University MSc Data Science. So Nottingham Trent Universities, I when I checked last time, I don't think I liked the course content that much. Maybe they are not covering deep learning to an extent or something like that. So yeah, that was the case. So I personally don't like Nottingham Trent University's course content, but your case, your preferences would be completely different. You might not be too much into deep learning and you just want to learn machine learning, then probably it would be fine. I don't know, but in my personal opinion, I am not too bullish about Nottingham Trent University for data science. September intake. Where did the question go? Yeah, there it is. September 23 intake students will get 2 years PSW. So far there is no news that they will make it 6 months, and most of the students have already got offer for September 23, and they probably would have applied for loan and all those kind of things. So I would like to believe that they won't change. So you will still get 2 years. So that's the current status. Some universities offer applied AI, and what they cover in applied AI. What is the difference between normal AI and applied AI? So most of the universities, they like to call in whatever way they want. So some universities also cover data analysis course, and they teach everything what a data scientist would need, or they teach all the things which a data scientist would need in a data analyst course. Similar thing is for applied AI or just AI. uh, in applied AI, most of the times you will learn how to use those packages like TensorFlow, Keras, and PyTorch, and also sklearn. So learn how to you learn how to implement things rather than how to invent things. So that is the difference between both the terms, applied AI and apply or just AI. So that is the difference which I can say. But then there are universities, they are just confusing these two terms, and they cover just the applied part in both the courses. They are not actually teaching you the research part or how you can write backpropagation from scratch. So they probably won't teach you in either of these courses. So that's the thing. If you just look at the course content, you will probably be able to understand the difference. But then I think you're confused because most of the universities are covering same thing in two different names. So that is true. What is the range of pay you got? Don't specify the exact salary, just specify the range one can expect. Which app did you use to apply for the position? So I applied for this position on LinkedIn, and the salary is 40 plus. Huge respect, bro, but pardon me, how does it feel to learn masters in data science and then do a job in data analysis? So I've talked about this like quite a lot. And the reason behind taking this role is, even though they are advertising this role as a data analyst, after talking to the interviewers and the kind of interview they took, like I told you everything about whatever they asked in the initial part of this live stream. So they asked me literally everything, like machine learning, deep learning as well. And there is a scope of using everything in the job which I'm going to do. It's mostly text analysis and natural language processing, which is a part of data science. So for me, the role is not that important. Like a data analyst role is, if I'm working as a data analyst, I don't mind, I'm fine with that, as long as the work I'm doing is complex enough to keep me updated and keep learning new stuff. So that's the thing. And before I haven't even applied for any data analyst roles. This role I applied because the job description contained everything which a data scientist would need, so that's why I applied for this role. So Yeah, if there were any data analysis role where they were just asking for SQL and Excel, I did not apply for those roles. So yeah, that is the thing, and there is nothing. I don't really get offended that easily, so I don't have to worry about it. So that's the truth about the data analyst role. Like I told you, most of the companies and even universities are confused where to draw a line between data analysis, data science, AI, applied AI, like I answered earlier. So it's a very vast and confusing field. So whenever you apply for a job, you need to read the description very carefully, what they're asking, and whether you will be happy to work in those areas. I have also seen some of the software development roles where they were just asking for all the things which a data scientist would need, like AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data analysis part. So don't go with the job title. Look at the description, what you will be working on, and I think that should be fine. Applied data science then starts in Exeter, covering deep learning and NLP. Yes, I think they are covering deep learning. NLP is a very niche thing, so some universities will cover, some universities won't, and that should not be a deal breaker, because even if a university does not mention natural language processing in their course content or in their modules, you will eventually do one of the assignments. Because in my university they just mentioned deep learning, there was no mentioning of computer vision or natural language processing. But when I went to the deep learning module, there I worked on computer vision, there I worked on natural language processing, and also a very generic deep learning project. So you need to ask this to your program director, whoever is the program director from that university, or you can reach out to students from the university who have completed this course or they are doing this course, because they will know what projects are being covered in a particular module. So they will be able to answer this question very well, that whether they are covering NLP or not. I mean, nice to see you on live. Good to see you here, Rohit. Can you let me know which university would you pick? Greenwich versus Solent versus Middlesex? Or please suggest which college do you prefer, or any of your choice. Out of these things, these universities, I think Middlesex and Greenwich should be fine if you have already applied and if you already have offer from these universities. And if you haven't applied, or if you haven't got any offer, then you can probably also look into MMU, which is Manchester Metropolitan University, and also City University of London, and Hertfordshire University is also good. I think just the drawback which I recently found about Hertfordshire University is they have like 500 students in one batch, which in my opinion is quite a lot. So you need to get it clarified that how do they actually manage those 500 students. I tried to reach out to a lot of people, but it's really hard to get reply from people. So that's kind of a bummer. uh, but then yeah, that's those are some of the universities apart from these three universities. But then again, if I had to apply, or if I had to choose among these two, Greenwich or Middlesex, either of these universities are quite good. What kind of career fairs does Newcastle University host, and are there any specific reputed it reputed companies coming? Reputed companies coming. So yeah, there are like a lot of companies like HP, ThoughtWorks, and those kind of companies come for job fairs which are conducted by Newcastle University, and they do once or twice a year, or I should say, um, maybe not semester wise. I think they do twice a year. Yeah, maybe twice a year. Yes, because I attended one, I could not attend the second one because I had a meeting for my internship wherever I was doing internship, so I could not attend that. So I don't remember exactly whether it was a job fair or not. But then, yeah, most of my batchmates, they were telling there is some kind of job fair. So they do conduct once or twice every year, and there are lots and lots of companies they do come, and bigger companies also, like I told you, HP, ThoughtWorks, and those kind of companies. So yeah, University of Liverpool versus Cardiff for data science. I would say Liverpool. In terms of course content, both the universities are good, and you won't regret joining either of the universities. But Liverpool probably has more population density, which translates to more, uh, which gives you a good idea about the number of jobs you have in that particular region, and also part-time jobs as well, and it is quite close to a lot of major cities. So that's the thing, and in general the reputation of both universities are really good. So if I had to pick, I would pick University of Liverpool. But if you have any scholarship, or if you have any fees restrictions, then it is totally up to you. Even if you choose Cardiff University, you won't be regretting about it. Hey Roshan, I am also in the process of finding the job. I have 5 years experience in IT, but not in data science or analyst role. I have few projects done in ML, but till now no luck. Any tip um, you would give? So if you are finding a job in the UK, if you are in the UK, uh, so one thing that I would like to know is, are you getting calls? Are you getting interviews scheduled? Then the answer is different. If you are not getting calls, if you are not getting any interview scheduled, then the answer is different. So please let me know in the comments, then I will be able to clarify a bit more. Anyone who is having offer from Exeter, ping me. I think Ayush, who used to join live stream every time, probably today he hasn't joined, maybe he will join after some time. So he has offer from Exeter University, if I remember it correctly. So if he joins, then probably you can ask him. Bro, please help me. I am in a dilemma. I got unconditional offer from both University of Manchester and University of Liverpool. Now, as you know, Manchester is a highly reputed university, and in Liverpool got 50% scholarship. So I'm unable to decide whether to sacrifice the reputed university just for scholarship. See, if money is not a deal breaker for you, if you don't mind spending like around 30 or probably 35, around 30,000 pounds for Manchester University, then you can go for it. But if I was in your shoes, I would go for University of Liverpool, because there won't be huge amount of difference, or there won't be uh, huge amount of differences in offer that you will get, or huge amount of differences in the number of calls you will get, because ultimately it will be decided based on your portfolio, whatever the projects you will do. So don't bother too much about the reputation of a university. But yes, what you can do is probably reach out to some of the students from University of Manchester and also from Liverpool. Ask them whether the university is doing some kind of research with, or they have a research department in collaboration with industries, and what type of companies are there, and will you be able to find some internship using those connections? And if you get more positive response from University of Manchester, then you can probably incline towards University of Manchester. But then if you get similar kind of response from both the universities, then I think University of Liverpool is the way to go for. So yeah, that is my answer. University of Leicester, University of Strathclyde. Again, I will have to look at the course content for these two universities because it's been a while I haven't seen. So I will make a note of it and I will let you know once the live stream is over. I will let you know in the comment section. I'm getting data analysis and machine learning role in EY. Can I get top universities like UCL with 2 years of experience? 2 years of experience is okay, but then people usually with like around 3-4 years of experience or maybe more than that, they usually have better chance of getting into UCL. I'm not saying that you won't be able to get into UCL with 2 years of experience. It is totally possible, but I think if you will have very good score in your bachelor's as well, then you will have much better chance. But I would highly suggest you to have at least 3 to 4 years of experience. That will make it much more likely to get offer from UCL. Bro, I'm literally confused. Do I really need to do masters to learn DS and related concepts? I tried by my own but couldn't. I think masters will give me colleagues and teachers to keep me in move. So no, you don't really need masters to learn data science. Masters is mainly to make connections and yeah, it's mainly to get in touch with a lot of different type of people and make good connections. That's all. If you are finding it hard to learn on your own, you can probably try to join a course like iNeuron or something. So that should be the better way to do it, because if you are finding it hard to learn these things and if you join masters and if still things are same and you are not able to learn things properly, then you will be in a very sticky position and you would have spent like quite a lot of money on that, and then you will end up with nothing, which is the most dangerous thing, I would say. So it's better to join some course. Smaller courses like iNeuron, they offer courses for 3,000, 4,000 Indian rupees. Join that, and they also have a good community there. You will have a lot of different type of groups. They do online sessions, so in online session you can always reach out to your batchmates and you can make a team, and also you can learn data science concepts, or you can join our Telegram group and Discord server. There you can probably ask if somebody wants to learn, and then you can probably buddy up and you guys can learn together. So those are the things that you can do. And if you just put all your baskets in masters, that is probably the most riskiest thing, I think. So yeah, that is what I would suggest. Having said the batch has many students, is there other affordable universities in mind you would recommend? Just not in London. Um, I think Kingston University is a good one, or Aston is also a good university. Those you can try. Again, Manchester Metropolitan University has a very good course content, so that is also you can try. Northumbria University is again a good university. So yeah, these are some of the universities that you can look into. No, I'm not getting calls or interview scheduled. It can be my resume, maybe because of my work experience. So yeah, that could be the reason. So what I can say is, if you have some experience already, so you already have like what 5 years of experience, and that is in a different field. So if you can make like 2 years of experience, if you can show that in data analysis or at least in data science, based on whatever you have learned, you can probably so whichever company you were working on, so let's say you were working on a finance sector, so you can say that I did financial analysis. If you are good with that, if you are good with the health sector, and if you are working in health sector before, then you can cook up some kind of experience, and that is what you can put on your resume. It's not ideal, I know, but it is one way of getting calls. And I understand that not getting call is kind of frustrated, because there are a lot of my friends, they are finding it hard to get calls. So that is what you can do. Apart from that, I would highly suggest you to make a good GitHub profile, and a proper portfolio where you are showcasing your all the projects that you have. And if you're able to host some of your predictive models, that would be really good, which hiring managers can interact with, and they can play around and they can see how your model is producing the results. So yeah, those are the things that you can do. Apart from that, again, meetups are something which has proven uh, to be quite as successful for people who are looking for jobs. So try to find meetups in your locality and join them. So how to find meetups? There is a website called meetup.com. There you can find various meetups in your locality. Apart from that, you can participate in a lot of different type of hackathons. So hackathons is again something which is quite good to find jobs. So try to do these kind of things, and if you still have no luck in next 1 month, then probably we can again have a chat and we can see what's going on. So, or you can book one-to-one session with me, uh, where we can look at your resume and we can probably see if we can make few changes there. And yeah, so that is also something we can do. How is Liverpool as a city, bro? I heard several negative reviews about crimes in that city. uh, Crime is there a lot of, I mean, in everywhere. So when I was researching about Newcastle, I didn't get any negative reviews. I did not. People were saying it's a student area, it's a very student friendly and all those kind of things. So when I came here on the very first day, the house which I had, not in the very first day, but I think second or third day, so landlord's car was in the front yard, and someone threw a bottle with that liquid inside it, and they had that fire thing. So the car caught fire like really bad, and it was a night, and I suddenly saw like it was completely bright outside, and when I saw from the window, the flame was coming literally till the first floor, and the car's bonnet was completely burned. And here houses are mostly made of wood and stuff, so if there was a wind, then there was chances of setting the whole house on fire. But luckily that was not the case, and UK is quite windy. It's windy almost all the time, but luckily that day it wasn't. So that was on the very second day and I was like, okay, fine. And after a few months, right near the university, someone robbed one of the student, and probably they also stabbed them with a knife. So yeah, those kind of things happen. But in like whole 1 year, I have seen like 2 or 3 cases like that, and that is probably the same case if you are in your locality as well in India. So yeah, I can, if I want to say negative reviews, I can always tell about those 2 3 incidents, and you will see, you will feel like Newcastle is not a safe place to live in. But I've been living here for more than a year now, and I personally haven't faced any issue. Sometimes I have walked on the street at night. So yeah, that's there. I personally think it's fine. But yeah, if you are getting news or information like lot of crimes are being done in very short span of time, then probably it is not good. Like Teesside is a place, it's a very small locality, and there I have heard like lot of crimes happening, like robbery and stabbing and stuff. So yeah, I can say that Teesside probably is not the safest place to live in, and I mentioned that in my video as well, when where I shared about uh, affordable universities for masters. So yeah, but Liverpool is quite a big city. It's a student friendly city. That's what I have heard from people. So I wouldn't bother too much about it. But your safety is in your hand, yes. So if you go too much out at night, then yes, you are putting yourself in risk. So that's there. But yeah, I wouldn't bother too much about it. Hi Roshan, I was looking at some properties from Rightmove site. It is genuine, right? Also, how to call them here from India? They asking to call. Yeah, so it's a genuine website. I have personally booked quite a lot of viewings on Rightmove, so it's a good website. And probably you'll have to recharge your number with international pack. Like, yeah, do we have to buy some international pack or something? So yes, you will have to buy some international pack. Sometimes you can find them on WhatsApp, so you can call them. If you are not able to find them on WhatsApp, then definitely international pack is the way to go. You also get option of emailing them, and I had most of the times emailed them and they usually get back, but sometimes they take quite a lot of time. And if I was in hurry, I had called them. So but yeah, I was in the UK as well, so that's the thing. So yeah, there are two options. I can either, you can email them, or you can recharge with international pack. Is Canada a good option for masters in DA? So yes, it is a good option. It's relatively big as compared to UK, and there are more number of opportunities in Canada as compared to UK. And also I think they offer better salary, but again, there are lots and lots of universities as well, and their majority of the population live in the southern part of Canada, because that is near to, their temperature is much more better as compared to northern Canada, and that is where you will be able to find lot of companies. So if we compare, I think the 50% or maybe more than that, they live in the southern part of Canada. So if we compare like the population wise or in the area wise, I think if you compare the whole Canada with the UK, then definitely Canada is big. But if you actually compare the most populated area, which is the southern part, then I think they are relatively same, but still Canada is a little bit bigger. So that's there. But yeah, again, Canada is a good option. My friend, she is doing her masters from Canada, and she seems to be quite happy with that. Really appreciate you taking time to answer everyone. Thanks a lot for your reply. One more curious question. And part time, is it a difficult task to find relevant part time jobs which will lead to a job. Um, Part-time jobs and internships are quite a different thing. So finding an internship is relatively easier as compared to finding a part-time job. But again, finding a part-time job is not impossible, because one of my friend from advanced computer science, he was able to find a part-time job in Sage as a software developer, and then eventually they converted his part-time job to full-time job once his master was over. So yes, it is possible, but then there are very rare cases of those, so it's hard, but it is possible. I was also booking accommodation without bills. So, what amount will we have to pay for 2 to 4 BHK for all bills? Uh, I don't know about 3 or 4 BHK, but one of my friends, she is living in a two-bedroom house, and her bills, they live quite conservatively, and they keep everything on check. So they usually get around 200 pounds per month, and that includes electricity and gas and water bill, and also wi-fi is just like 20-30 pounds, that's all. So that is there, and you will be a student, so you will not have to pay a council tax, so that will save some amount. But I think for 3 to 4 bhk, 250 pounds in bills, may max 300 pounds should be fine, because you will not be paying council tax. So yeah, probably 300 pounds in bills should be there. Thank you for your input. If the scenario remains same, I will connect with you on one-to-one session. Yeah, that's totally fine, Harmandeep. Are accommodations on MS Student trustable, or should I opt for uh, university accommodation? So MS Student is a trustable platform. A lot of people have booked their accommodation on MS Student, so you can totally go for MS Student. And if you are still confused, and if you are finding the prices to be kind of similar, then going for university accommodation would be a better option. Is data science and IT field different? No, data science comes under IT field, so that's what it is. Yeah. Why didn't you apply for jobs in USA or Canada? I heard that they pay higher salaries. Yeah, because I was able to find a job much quickly in UK, so that was the reason, and I did my masters here. I also have taken graduate visa now, so I have 2 years here. And if I apply for mm, jobs in Canada or USA, then I'll have to pay for visa as well if I'm able to get a job. And it's relatively hard to get job in USA or Canada from UK than finding a job in the UK. So those were some of the reasons, and I didn't want to spend like too much time on job hunting. So that's again, USA is never an option for me, because I don't personally like to go to USA. Canada maybe, maybe in the future, but as for now, I think I'm fine in the UK. Yeah, that was the reason. Is September 23 the right time to do masters considering the recession? um Ideally speaking, no, it's not the right time to do masters. But then there are a lot of different things, like this PSW scenario. What if they will make it 6 months? Then definitely it's not worth doing masters in the UK after that particular time. But then taking a risk to come for masters in 23, that's even bigger risk. Even if you will get 2 years of PSW and job scenario is bad, then you will have to rely on part-time jobs, which is again not ideal. So yeah, it is not a right time to do masters in September 23. I have offer from Exeter, QMUL, Liverpool, and Cardiff. Newcastle is still pending. Which one should I take? Suhaib Khan is the name of my friend who is doing his masters from QMUL. So yeah. As for your question, see, all the universities are really good. Their course content is again good. So even if you go for any of the university, you will be fine. So I cannot tell you based on the course content which university to take. So ultimately, it comes down to how much you are paying in each of the universities, whether you have any um, scholarship in any of the universities, and probably if you have any preferred location, because all the universities are in different locations. So if you choose QMUL, you will be in London, a really big city, a lot of opportunities, but then again at the same time it is very expensive, and as a student uh, it becomes a little bit expensive to live in London. Exeter is a small city, so hard to find part-time jobs, but then it's quite affordable as compared to other. Liverpool is somewhere in the middle, relatively easy to find part-time jobs in Liverpool as compared to QMUL, and probably as compared to Cardiff as well. So they all have their own positives and negatives. So you will have to see how much you are willing to pay, in which university you are saving a lot of money, and based on that you can probably make a decision. And also you can reach out to some of the previous students in all these universities, and you can ask them how is uh, how is the connection of these universities with the industrial companies, and whatever research they are doing. So you can ask those kind of questions to the students and see what response they give, and based on that you can probably choose one of the universities. It is really expensive to live in the UK. Totally depends on your lifestyle, because for me, I personally think it's not that expensive, because I can manage my monthly expenses in around £600. And if you are earning around £2,600, you can still save like £2,000 per month, which is a good amount of money. So that's there. And even if your salary is around 2000 something, you will still be able to save £1,400. But then again, lot of different factors are involved: which city you are living in, how much you are making, what is your living style, so all those kind of things. So for me it's not that expensive, but for some other people living in some other city, it can be really expensive. Is job market in the UK still worse, or it's becoming slightly better? No, it is. It hasn't improved at all, and I recently made a video about it. So it is still falling. I'm just waiting for next month's report. So we'll see in March how is it going. But so far it is still looking the same. It hasn't improved much. With what salary can we have a good standard of living in the UK? Again, standard of living is very subjective to people. If you want to have your own house, like 2 bedroom house or 3 bedroom house, In that case, you will end up paying around 1200 in your living expense every month, including all the bills, your rent, because if you rent a whole house, it's expensive. So that much will go in your mm, living expense. And if you're making 2000 pound or 2400 pounds, you will be able to save around 1200 pound per month, which is still fine. But again, it depends on you, whether do you want to save. If you don't want to save anything, then even if you earn around 20,000 pound per year, you should be fine, your standard of living would be fine. But if you want to save some money, then you'll have to make at least 35 to 40,000 pounds, and you'll still be able to save something, but then you can have quite good standard of living. How can I prepare data science from now? I am in 11th standard now. I also have an ID subject. So try to focus on your IT subject, whatever they are covering. If they are covering any programming language like C++ or Java, or try to focus on those programming skills, even though you will not be using those languages too much in your data science. It's good to learn any programming language, because after that you can always pick up Python programming easily. So that is what you can do. Also focus on your mathematical concepts like probability, linear algebra, calculus, and yeah, matrix manipulation as well. So if you focus on these things, statistics as well. So if you focus on these things, I think your foundation will be really strong to build upon, and you can always learn other data science concepts there. So if you focus on these things, I think you will be in a good position to get started with the core data science stuff. One more question. Applied AI has removed that 30K code and jacked up the price to 3 lakh on the Scalar platform. Do you think it's still worth that price? So in terms of teaching and course content, it was really a good course, and I still see some people saying that it is still worth. But in my opinion, you now also have a lot of affordable courses, um, like CloudX Lab is there, and iNeuron is there. So there are other platforms you can learn the same concepts. Maybe you will not find the same kind of teaching on these platforms, but then again, teaching is a very subjective thing. Maybe I was able to resonate with Shrikant Verma. Chances are you might not be able to resonate. So they both, all the platforms have their YouTube channel, and they have some free materials available on YouTube channel. So go through all the various platforms and how they teach. Check out Applied AI's YouTube channel as well. Check out iNeuron's YouTube channel. Check out CloudX Lab as well. CloudX Lab also has a good teaching. So even iNeuron, when Krish Naik teaches, I think it's good. It's good. So do check out their channel, YouTube channel, and also see how they are teaching and whether you are able to understand. If you are able to understand from, let's say, Krish Naik or on CloudX Lab, then you don't really have to pay that much money, and you can always go for these affordable courses. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Bro, I have offer for MSc Data Science from Hertfordshire with placement here. What is your review about Hertfordshire, and is it wise to do it? If you are a fresher, then yes, it is. It's a good it's a good option to go for placement here. About Hertfordshire University in general, I think the university is good, the course content is good. One thing I recently got to know is they have like 500 students per batch, which is quite a lot. So get in touch with students from Hertfordshire University and try to ask them how do professors manage those many students. Do they divide them into different batches or different sections, or do they have classes at the same time in a big hall, and they have a lot of different other educators as well. So try to get it clarified. Apart from that, I still have positive reviews about Hertfordshire based on what I was able to based on information that I was able to gather from the students. But yeah, that is something you need to get it clarified. Is 20 to 25,000 salary good in UK for buying our own flat in building for living? No, it's not. It's interest rates have gone quite high, and on top of that, you need around 20% of the houses. I mean, 20, I think 20% of down payment you will need, I guess, which is quite a lot, because if you want to buy a basic house, let's say one bedroom house, you will have to pay around 100k, and then you will have to pay like 20k just for down payment. And if you are just earning 20 to 25k, it will take you multiple years to gather that much amount, and by the time you will be gathering that much amount, I think the price will hike again. So you will always be trying to accumulate the down payment, and then I think it won't be that easy. So 20 to 25k is actually very less to buy a house. iNeuron is very good. I'm doing it. So yeah, iNeuron again is a good platform, and also I think it is quite affordable. Around 3,000 to 4,000 is the charge, right? Right, Aditya? In India, where are you from? Which state and region? So I'm from Rajasthan and Kota, Rajasthan. So that's what my that's what from where I am. How hard is it to find placement for a fresher? It's hard. I will just give you an idea. Three of my friends, they are completely freshers. They don't really have too much experience, maybe 6-7 months of experience. That's all. So they are still considered as freshers. And it's been like 4 to 5 months now since they have graduated, and they are still looking for jobs. So that's there. But they are getting a few calls here and there, but they are not able to progress with the interview. So you can say that they might be lacking on skills. They need to level up their skills. So that is there. But also they are getting relatively less number of calls. So it is hard. Yeah, they have merged with physics wala. Yes, I heard this as well. But as long as they are not increasing the fees, that should be good. Bro, can I mention my 50% scholarship in my resume? Will that improve my profile? Instead of putting that in your resume, it would be better to put that in your cover letter. That would definitely give you some edge. Or if you can somehow formulate a sentence or a statement, then certainly you can put it in your uh, resume as well. Hi bro, I got offer from University of Sussex for MSc Data Science with placement here. Is it a good university? I have 3 years of experience in non-tech. Should I need to take any course before this? It's a good university. You can go for it. I already have a video about prerequisites for MSc Data Science, so do check out that video. You will get some information about uh, what things you need to learn. So instead of going for a course, I think it would be better for you to just learn these things, and that should be that should be good enough. I'll post a link in the chat so that you don't really have to find, because I had posted that video quite a long ago. So here's the link of that video. In UK, which is better to live with, rent or buying your own? For 2 bedroom and 1 kitchen and a hall. Um, it's totally up to you. I think in the initial days it would be better to live on rent. If you plan to live in UK for a long time, and if you have certainty that you have sponsorship, it's a permanent role, and you are guaranteed to get PR, in that case you can plan to buy a house. So that is what you can do. But in the initial days, I think it's better to stay on rent. Are data science jobs permanent? There are permanent jobs, there are temporary jobs. So yeah, there are different type of roles. Bro, which airline did you choose while flying to UK? I chose Vistara, and my experience was really good, and I suggested my friend also Vistara, and even she found it to be really good. So Vistara was the airline which I chose. Well, now we are over 1 hour, and again, we have discussed quite a lot today as well. And yeah, so I will end the stream now, and we have one more question. Have you seen London Eye in UK? No, not until now. Probably I'll go in March or April when there will be during Easter time probably. So yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to travel much. When I got my first job, I thought now I can probably spend some time on traveling, but then I got laid off, so I had to find another job, and for that I had to do a lot of preparations. So now that it is done, uh, I can now probably focus on traveling a bit more if things go well. Did you watch any Premier League game? I'm If you're talking about football, I'm not much into football. I prefer Formula One. So I wanted to go for Formula One on Silverstone circuit, but the price of the tickets are like really really expensive for now. And at that time, I was a student, and this year also the season is about to start, and the tickets are already gone. So maybe next year, but I'm not too much into football, so that's there. Are Apple products cheaper in the UK? So when you are a student here, you have one platform called Uni Days. So on Uni Days, you get a lot of different offers on your Apple product and also on Samsung products. So when you use those offers, it actually becomes relatively cheaper. Have you got your job back? Try your best, sir. Best of luck. Yeah, it's a different job, but yeah, I was able to find another job, and thank you so much, and best of luck to you too, mate. All right, guys. So it was really nice talking to you, and we are over 1 hour now. So I will end the stream and hope to see you guys next week, next Saturday, 12 p.m. GMT, as always. So have a nice weekend ahead. Bye.